Hey guys, it's Lisa. I haven't seen you in a long time on Facebook Live. Before I start on tonight's topic, I wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who's been messaging me, asking me why I haven't been on, asking me what I've been up to, congratulating me for being engaged, so also sweet. I hope everyone had a great New Year's and holidays. I've been writing up a storm, so that's a big reason that I haven't been here. It's hard for me to multitask with the creativity and some topics that I want to discuss with you. I'm also writing about. So every time I think I'm about to finish up my writing for my book, another chapter in life happens and I want to add that in, and then I edit and I go back. So eventually it will be done and I will have that out this year. That is, my phone just went. That's my number one or number two resolution for this year, is finally getting this book out. I'm gonna hold my phone. So that's very important to me. Maybe this is better. I am, of course, now sitting on my Peloton. That's my new thing, is talking to you from the Peloton. Tonight is especially relevant. It resonates. But I want to continue with the thank yous first. So I see some names on here. I definitely want to thank some of these people that are probably coming on right now. But I will get to all of you. And I'll try to. Again, the messages, I can't even believe the messages I got, particularly today, when people knew I was for sure going to do my Facebook Live. And I so appreciate them. I'm going to try to steady my phone again. And I will get back my tripod. And then I will have that ready for next week. Anyway, thank you for all the messages. I have a lot of new tips and things I'm going to put on the Honestly website. I have been remiss in doing that. I have to say that my friend Brian Miller built a beautiful website, and now I have to get on there and use that beautiful website and really take advantage of all that's there, and I hope you will as well. And remember that 10% of all proceeds will go to the veterans, Wounded Warriors, great cause. We love our veterans. So I'm sitting on my Peloton. The reason why it's really, really relevant for tonight is tonight's topic is spin. And with something that just happened in the media that really pissed me off, and a lot of people I know, it's all about spin, right? The world that we live in now, everything is twisted. We're not sure what's true. We're not sure where to get our facts. We're not sure what to believe. So I did my little spin ride like I did before Facebook Live, and as I was spinning, I was thinking about my numbers on the bike. So my numbers on the bike are always really bad. I'm always like on the bottom of the leaderboard. That's where you guys can find me, my Peloton friends. No, I'm down there. I'm the last quarter, last third. I'm never gonna be up there on the leaderboard. And one of the reasons I'm never gonna be there is my weight. I mean, the thing with Peloton, as we know, anyone in Peloton, is if you're a big person, and everyone's pretty fit, but if you're big and you've got weight to push those pedals, your output, your numbers are gonna be higher. And so that can be misleading. It can look as if somebody who's bigger and maybe isn't fit and is just starting out, which is fantastic, is way fitter than me, who's on the bottom. I'm never gonna get those numbers. I can try my hardest, and I'm gonna have a heart attack if I do. I'm just gonna be on the bottom. So it can be misleading, and people love to say, I got 800, I got 900, and I'm huffing and puffing, and I've got like 250. And that might be the best I can do. So that just made me think about, there's a spin you can put on anything. Facts can be misleading and taken out of context, and sometimes facts aren't really facts. So something that came up, and I want to get to, that came up the other day, but first I want to go back, and those of you who know me politically know that I'm very conservative. And sorry, but I'm going to go there. So I'm very pro-Trump, and I'm pro-wall, and I'm pro-life. I'm very, very ardently pro-life. So I want to start with my thoughts on pro-life, and I'm not going to be preaching. It's just my view and an interesting little viewpoint I got from my daughter Heather, who's only 8. So I showed Heather a 4-minute pregnancy. It's kind of an animation. I can't really describe it more than kind of an animated documentary kind of footage of what a pregnancy would look like internally. And Heather has watched that at least 50 times. She's mesmerized by it. She seems to understand instinctively the gravity of it, and she calls it the most beautiful thing she's ever seen. And I feel that children, without being told what's good or bad or what's right or wrong, intuitively have a sense of what's meaningful and what matters. And my viewpoint is that a child that's unborn matters more than anything you could ever think of. And the problem I have with the spin on the pro-life and pro-choice is whenever I say I'm pro-life, people who are pro-choice act like I have no compassion. And I beg to differ. I think that my compassion is why I'm pro-life. And I do have a problem with their argument, and I'll give one little example of what I'll bring up, which is if you have a child that is growing inside the mother's womb, she has a legal right to abort that fetus, obviously, at this point. But the second that child is born, she is a criminal if she disposes of that child, who is still really the same fetal condition, still helpless, still needs that mother to survive. And I'm not sure I understand that argument. So you become immediately a criminal, a heartless soul to do such a thing. But immediately before, you do what you want. So it's food for thought. I know a lot of you are going to be like, oh, Lisa, I totally disagree. But that's okay. I'm really okay with any viewpoint. I'm not okay with a spin that makes somebody the villain and the other person the good guy. So I think that debate is a healthy one. And I can talk about that personally. You can message me your feelings. You can tell me with a comment. I'm really okay with anything you say. Just please keep it with decent language. Don't get inappropriate. I really appreciate just being kind and respectful to everyone's opinion, including my own. I have thick skin, so if you want to say I'm dead wrong, do so. But it is my opinion. Regarding the wall, another hot topic. Really keeping it light tonight. So the wall, I am so pro-wall. And again, I think that it's compassionate to want the wall. Here are a couple of reasons why. If we have a wall, immigrants who are legal obviously should have an easier way of getting in. They will have maybe a shorter transition. I've had friends who have told me horrific stories of family members who have spent years and thousands of dollars legally to try to get in and still haven't gotten in. And I think they should be attended to first. People who are trying to get in with children who are sick and then dying, and then somehow it's our lack of compassion and taking care of them, don't try to go illegally this way. Don't take a path that is so fraught with danger. It's ridiculous. So if that's an impossible route for them, it won't happen. And then we won't have legal citizens also being harmed, killed, murdered by illegal immigrants who, again, I'm not sure why we have to be compassionate and show to have these sanctuary states, and I don't really understand it. I don't understand why it is not compassionate to be compassionate toward the people who deserve it. We're citizens. I'm not sure why we're bad for taking care of one another first and foremost, and we should be the priority as far as I'm concerned. And now I'm going to get to the thing that really upset me the other day, as I'm sure I did many of you, and I've gotten comments about this. And I want to say hello to some people. Hi, Lewis. Hi, Ralph. Hi, Megan. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Mark. And I want to say hi to David, my fiance. Hi. And thank you for all the congratulations, everybody. I got the sweetest messages. I can't even get over how amazingly generous everyone is with what they've said to me. I like it. It makes me verklempt every time I read these things. I love all of you. Anyway. Ooh, that was my cat, Marshmallow. So what happened the other day, we have these high school Catholic boys who attend the pro-life march, which obviously I'm for the pro-life march. But that's somewhat irrelevant. They attend, they're completely acting decently, they have done no wrong, and apparently a group of people had been harassing them and berating them, and they had been minding their own business, and they were with their instructor, with their teacher's consent, allowed to act as if they were like at a football rally and cheer, take off their shirts, whatever, do little dances and sing whatever, cheers. And they did so. Completely in a docile manner. They were not trying to cause any harm. And then they were approached specifically by one man who started drumming in the face of a teen who became instantly famous, or infamous, I should say, who confronted him, and the teen's response was completely nonviolent, and all he did was look back and kind of in a bemused way, with a little bit of a smirk, you might say, and a nice looking young man who's just looking back, kind of doing nothing, and just watching this man who's drumming, increasingly, you might say violently toward him. Somebody said they stuck him in the chest with one of his drum things, drumsticks. But what was taken by CNN was a little snippet of video. They twisted the facts, and suddenly the victim is the Indian man with the drum and how he was trying to promote peace, and these teens were harassing him and he feared for his life. Apparently he's gone to many of these rallies and caused all kinds of situations. And this teen and his friends are now facing potential expulsion from their high school, from their private school. It's absurd. He did absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, if you look at it from a non-spin point of view and just objectively, and the full hour plus video, you'll see that the facts are not what the snippet shows. And CNN had to back up and retract and say, oops, we got that wrong. But it's too late. It's too late. The damage is done to this kid. He's defending himself for nothing. You see that he did absolutely nothing. Hey, Brian. Hi, David. Hi, Kate. Hi, Scott. Hi, Richard. Hi, Mark. So he did nothing. And it's just amazing to me how quickly you can take, oh, and by the way, so I can show my solidarity to the Covington High School, and particularly this boy. He was wearing some really cool gear, so in solidarity with him. There you go. So I guess I'm in trouble too. So, you know, look, if you look at an elderly man drumming in your face and you have a bemused look and you happen to be a Catholic white kid with this hat on, I guess you're in big trouble. Does that sound fair? So the whole idea of what you can do so easily with a lie and take a little bit of truth and twist it into anything you want is really scary stuff. And I find that is so pervasive in today's world. With social media, it's so easy to lie about on a personal level, political level. It doesn't matter. It's just too easy to get something out there. It takes hold and it spreads like wildfire. And people are destroyed by that. So I'm wondering if you guys can help me with a question, which is, how do we find out what the truth is? Where do we get our facts? What do we believe? I mean, all I can come up with is trust your gut. You know, I try to go with what my heart tells me is true. I try to, you know, get my information news-wise from good sources like, I'd say, Fox. I don't watch CNN unless I want a good laugh. But I don't really understand why the spin is not unspun quicker, and why these people who spin these things don't get in more trouble than an oops. I mean, I think this kid should sue, people should be fired. There has to be some kind of backlash. And I really think that here's another thing. I'm just gonna go on another angle. So we've got men as a group. Completely, like, men are just the enemy. Why? Because it's just the thing. The Me Too movement, as far as I'm concerned, and I've talked about this many times, is absolutely ridiculous. It's dangerous. Women are actually absolutely rocking it. We're doing fine. If you look at statistics for men, it's horrible. Suicide is the highest ever for men now. Unemployment, the highest ever for men. Depression, the highest ever for men. Leaving school, the highest ever for men. Men are doing terribly. Give these guys a break. Most guys are good guys. There's always a few bad apples in any category. Men are not these horrible beings that they're being portrayed to be, and we're now kind of emasculating all of them and saying you can't just be who you are. Guys are, in general, as far as I'm concerned, good people. Women are, in general, good people. I think there's going to be huge backlash there. The spin that's been taken on any situation with a guy is kind of scary. And then you take that and if you add on different categories, so if you have a man, and then you have a white man, and then you have a white conservative man, So we see what's happened with the Democrat Party, where they're able to say anything they want about white elderly guys who, for some reason, if you're conservative, first of all, you're racist, you are anti-Semitic. I'm Jewish, I know many Jewish conservatives, and we're not uneducated, and we are compassionate. And I still say it's the conservative people who are more likely to help somebody cross the street. as I do when I'm in New York and help people across the street. I think that the labeling and the spin on categories of people is very dangerous. Hi Bill, hi Randolph, hi Alan, hi everybody. Thank you guys for being here. So I want to get back to how to correct this. I'm really thinking about it. I've been thinking about it all evening since I knew this was definitely going to be my topic. So if you guys have any ideas other than trusting your gut and reading as much as possible, taking different sources and trying to, take bits and pieces and put it together and figure out what's real, I'd be more than happy to discuss that with you. I'd love to know what your thoughts are on that topic because it's difficult. It's difficult. I mean, and I admit to say that, Fox obviously has a slant some of the time. They like to be more conservatively oriented and take that angle if they can. However, of course, I think that they're fair and balanced most of the time. But I think it's so important to try to keep things real and truthful. And in an age when you can just say anything you want, you don't know. So let's try to do that. Let's try to keep things as honest as we can, as Honestly would say. And if you can go to Honestly, again, check it out. I'm going to start posting there. I have recipes that I've said I'm going to get there. Somebody was on me about that tonight. They were like, I looked for your chicken pate thing and I didn't see it. So I promise I'm going to be on there. I'm still writing, so I'm trying to do all of this and raise my kids and work out. And I'm in realty and I'm switching realtors. So I'm doing a lot, but we all are. So thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to be here with me. I love all of you. I'm excited to be back doing this, and I am excited to see your feedback. So think about it and tell me what you think. Love you guys. Bye.